That's where we'll begin. A Tuesday edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. Thanks for joining us. The violence started early in Columbus yesterday, 1:30 p.m., shortly after our Monday edition closed. A person was shot to death in an apartment complex on Buffalo Court. 2 people were shot, 1 died. But we were just getting warmed up because last night at a park where they were having a vigil to mourn the death of the 18-year-old girl who was killed over the weekend, Demaya Cummerlander. 2 people who were at the park. We don't know if they were at the park to mourn her death or if they were just unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time victims. They were shot at the entrance to the park at Crum Park. Where's Crum Park? Crum Park is on the east side. Crum Park is kind of airport-ish area, kind of Bexley State Fairgrounds, airport, like center of that. If you draw one of those Venn diagrams that Kamala Harris likes so much, it'd be over in that area of town. 2 men shot and killed. And whoever shot him and got away was a really good shot because both were dead when the police showed up at the park. They didn't even attempt to resuscitate them at the hospital. One is according to reports, likely a juvenile. So we have an 18-year-old girl shot to death, another juvenile male, and another male, and about, 50-ish people show up to mourn her death, and 2 of them are shot and killed. I wish I could say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. Neither should you be surprised. This is the city that Democrats have given us. 3 terms of Andrew Ginther, 3 terms of Michael Coleman. It didn't used to be like this. We used to be one of America's great cities. We are not one of America's great cities anymore. We are a city in decline. We are a city in decline because nobody wants to go downtown anymore, because nobody wants to get shot. Nobody wants to get killed. And that's just the cold, hard truth of it. I feel bad for the people on the east side. I feel bad for the people in the Hilltop. I feel bad for the people in Linden. But in some respects, you bring this on yourselves. What would happen if we had a candidate for mayor and you're stuck with Ginther for the next 3+ years because you just got elected in November? But what would happen if the next time there's a mayoral election in Columbus, a candidate would campaign to say, I'm going to do all that the law allows me to do to put every single violent criminal offender in jail for as long as I can. I can't do it alone, so I need you to elect this city law director, and I need you to elect this Franklin County prosecutor, and I need you to elect these judges. And we are going to stop this crap if you elect us. Now, you'll never get a Democrat to say that, of course. So you'll only be able to enlist Republicans to do that. And if you have an R on your name on the ballot, would that person stand a chance of getting elected? Anybody optimistic that could happen? I'm not. You shouldn't be either. Because the best indicator of what's going to happen is what has happened. And Columbus has voted for these kinds of policies, for these kinds of judges, for these kinds of do-nothing prosecutors for far too long. And the principle of sowing and reaping applies. You get what you sow, more than you sow, later than you sow. You allow a little bit of violence. You allow 10,000 car thefts. You get juvenile court judges who say it's racist to put car thieves in jail because the car thieves are overwhelmingly young black males, and they're not stealing cars because they are young black males, and young black males are predisposed to crime. They're stealing cars because the policies of Democrats have not delivered for people in poverty in the city of Columbus, and desperation makes you do desperate, dumb things. There's nothing racist about commenting on the demographics of who is doing the crime. But there is something racist in the policies of the people in power who are overwhelmingly, well, I can't really say they're overwhelmingly white, because the president of city council, Shannon Hardin, is black, and a lot of the people on city council are black. Mayor Gintherns white. Zach Klein, the law director, is white. There's nothing racist about pointing out the disparity in crime numbers, but there is something racist about saying, well, you can't put them in jail because it's unfair to expect them to obey the law. I don't think it's unfair to expect people to obey the law. It's not hard to stay out of the back of a police car. I've managed to do it my entire life. But if you don't fear consequences for actions, and if you allow gang beefs and drug crimes and stolen car crimes and all these kinds of things to proliferate, you're going to get people murdered who show up to mourn the death of a murdered girl. And we got it last night. And Andrew Ginther was probably playing golf at the time the person was murdered at 1:30 p.m. And there's just, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't live in this city. I live out. I live rurally. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want my kids to deal with this. I cringe on the few occasions that my daughters or my wife enter into an area of the city that I feel is unsafe. And that pretty much, if you built like an interstate loop, what, in some areas of town, like 2 miles inside I-270, but in other areas of town, like on the south side, like right where I-270 is, like I'm pretty sure my family and myself are safe in Dublin. Pretty sure we're safe in Hilliard. Getting sketchy as we work our way down to Grove City, getting real sketchy as we work our way down to the south side, getting super sketchy on the east side, out by Whitehall. What are you going to do?